Hi, it's Tara Green, and it is October the 5th already. And here is actually a live, this is a moving from my software here, what's happening today, October the 5th. Looks a little complicated there because I've got a lot of things on it, but basically the moon is in earthy, sensuous Taurus today, so that's a boon, a blessing for all earth signs, especially Tauruses. So there will be a powerful, not a grand trine, although it does involve 3 Earth planets plus the moon. The moon will trine Jupiter in Capricorn around 12:07 a.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time, and then later in the day it'll trine Pluto at 8:50 a.m. and then trine Saturn at 2:41 p.m. That's all Eastern Daylight Time. So very nice, very grounded. Earth trines are good to get your act together. So it's very good for all Virgos who have planets at the latter degrees from 18 to 26 degrees. There's an empty focal point there. Now, Venus is in Virgo, further grounding us right now, so that's a good thing. There's a lot of Earth going on there. What else have we got going on here? So basically, the moon also sextiles Neptune. Now, that's already happened in the wee hours, and so it's affecting your sleep. So it could be some very nice, solid, snoring, what do they call it? Something about logs. I can't remember right now, but anyway, it's good for dreaming. So when you wake up, you might feel kind of solid or tired or not able to really wake up. The moon will be void of course from 11:41 a.m. That's Pacific Daylight Time, right until 9:03 p.m. and that is also Pacific Daylight Time on the 5th. Won't happen until the 6th. So basically, kind of an open void of course moon. Okay, so during void of course moons from 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it's a day to just kind of chill and take care of mundane things. Okay, so you can see the moon's up there in Taurus. It will conjunct Sedna here. Sedna. Sometimes Sedna whispers in my ear and says, you need to pay attention to where I am. She's at the 28th. She's retrograde, but she's still at the 28th degree of Taurus, sitting very close to Algol. And Sedna's myth is kind of disturbing. She's a goddess who is basically betrayed by her father, and she became the goddess of all the sea creatures. So Sedna kind of lives deep in the unconscious there, and so it would be a good time when the moon conjuncts her to think about all the times you feel betrayed or lost, rejected. It's like the deepest wound there is. Okay, now, what else have we got here? I believe that this is Hygeia here, and she's at 6 degrees of Leo, and so since everybody's still very upset and worried about COVID-19, you want to know what Hygeia is doing. So there she is. Whoops, something just moved there. She is, you can see that this is moving forward right now. Hygeia, 6 degrees of Leo. Well, really pay attention if you have planets in Leo, around 4, 5, 6, 8 degrees Leo, and all the fixed signs. So Scorpio at those degrees, where Mercury actually is right now. Mercury is squaring Sedna along with Juno there. And then anything at those degrees of Aquarius, well, there's no planets there right now, and anything around those 9 degrees of Uranus. So Uranus is actually making a big grand fixed cross there to Hygeia. So that's why things are kind of unpredictable and nobody knows what the rules are right now. It looks like we're going further into lockdown, of course, because of Mars retrograde. And you can see Mars is retrograde over here, 23 degrees, 46 minutes of Aries connected to Eris. Now, Eris and Mars are brother and sister, so they're having a nice family reunion there, causing some trouble, some havoc in families. You probably have noticed that over the last while. And so, this is the disturbance, the protest, you're not noticing me, and we're going to make sure you do. And so it is righteous anger, Now Lilith is also there. Lilith is at the 29th degree of Aries, so she is at her strongest, her fieriest. She's refusing to compromise. And so, you want to kind of let that Lilith energy out. She's really, really powerful there. What else have we got there? Of course, Pluto and Saturn are very, very close. They're only 3 degrees apart. That's as close as they've been since they met on January the 12th at the beginning of COVID-19. So they're back in the saddle again. Pluto Pluto has just turned direct, and Saturn just turned direct a few days before. So these two planets are very, very strong right now. And again, this can unleash a lot of deep shadows. Okay, now the big issue, if we're looking forward this week, is that Mars-Pluto square that happens on the 9th at 6:09 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is a very heavy, tough, hard aspect. So you want to look at where Mars is going to be there at around 22 degrees. Of course, Aries, and Pluto, of course, at 22 as well. With Jupiter close by, but basically it's an exact Mars-Pluto square, one of the hardest, most scorpionic, because they both rule Scorpio, energies to go through. Now the moon will be in Cancer on that day also, you know, squaring Mars actually on the next day, but it's a toughie. Okay, so you want to look at where is that Mars-Pluto square going on. Can ignite a lot of dangerous energies, unconscious energies, so very much impatient, wanting to blow everything up, so people are going to be angrier and angrier, and again, that repressed energy is continuing on. So Venus is in Virgo there, kind of trying to keep things clean and organized and kind of minding your own business in Virgo. Again, Mercury is going to get ready to go retrograde in Scorpio. That's not till next week, but that is on the 13th. So it's a pretty major time. Neptune is back at 18 degrees again, has been back at that degree for a while. So again, you want to look at where Neptune is. Neptune and the nodes are in square to each other as well. And so again, this is kind of a very faded time right now, you know. You want to look at also Neptune to the nodes. The nodes are at 23 degrees. Actually, it seems like only the south node is on here at 23 degrees Sag, but the north node is at 23 degrees Gemini. Okay, so Chiron, 6 degrees of Aries, a lot of energies in those early signs. Chiron at 6 Aries also is going to make you feel vulnerable if you have any planets in those early degrees in that first decan of cardinal signs. So Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Okay, what can I say? Ceres is at 29 Aquarius, also the last degree of a sign. It is retrograde, moving backwards there, opposite Vesta there. So Vesta, the goddess of investments, she's at 23 Leo. Vesta and Leo, you know, things are on fire in very unpredictable ways, you know. Lilith and Vesta are trying each other. What else can we say here? Juno and Mercury. Juno is the feminine form of genius. Really like her energy. You want to tap into her energy as well. So, Ceres, we've got to pay attention. We got to bring some technology to heal the earth there. Okay. So, sending you all the best blessings. Venus will trine Uranus also on the 10th. That's the other major aspect. The Sun squares Jupiter on the 11th. Sun in conjuncts Neptune on the 11th as well. Otherwise, there's only one or two other major aspects this week. Going back on the 7th, Mercury opposes Uranus in Taurus. Now that's very good for thinking outside the box, for being very creative. It will create more insurgence, rebellion, that those decibel levels get higher there. Scorpio, Taurus, you know, both very stubborn signs. And then the other major aspect this week is on the 8th, Venus and Virgo in conjuncts Chiron and Aries. So again, it might be very difficult for you to let down the armor. It's easier to hide behind your work, taking care of the details, staying focused, hiding behind perfection. Perfection hurts though. So wishing you all the best blessings. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Please follow me here on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, and I am on Twitter. And also please follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. Blessings.